Juliana, do you know who's, well, I'm just going to say this. Juliana's mom is going to be on the air today.
Cool.
During, it's an afternoon show with Guy. I think she's got 2 shows with her food, her pasta sauces. And
wow.
Mama de Pandi is joining us later today. It's going to be a big, fun day. I know you're going to be here throughout the day. Chef Jamie Gwen will be here. I think Emerald's going to be here. Jet's going to be here. It's going to be a great fun. Chef Curtis is joining us, I think, on Skype because he's out in California. But what a fun day. And oh, am I in love with this next piece. First of all, it's a 9x13 cast iron griddle.
Yeah.
It's absolutely brilliant, and it's the first time we've ever done this low of a price. This is normally a $50 griddle pan. It's only $34.95 today. For the event, 5 flex, so it's a little more than, what is it, $6.99? $6.99 to get this? Wow. Okay, first come, first serve. We have black, we have red. I love how you're doing this right now, Chef. You've got the griddle cast over 2 separate burners. You've got even heat from one edge to the next.
Even heat, and this is our famous Kitchen HQ cast iron, meaning it's non-stick, which I know a lot of people can't believe, but it truly is non-stick and real cast iron at that. I mean, I'm just gonna take my piece of chicken real quick and just show you. Totally non-stick, and yet, oven safe up to 500, durable like real life cast iron, but unlike old school cast iron, I can cook with wine. I can cook with acidic tomatoes.
Oh!
I can do anything in this. I can wipe it out with soapy water. I could do anything in this. Old school cast iron, you could never do that.
No, you're right.
So I don't want people to just think of this as a griddle. This is really also your next non-stick pan if you want to do a big batch omelet. This is your non-stick pan if you want to do skin on fish, if you want to do scallops, stuff that you've been afraid to cook before. You can do it here. But it's also 9x13 with handles. So I'm going to show you a couple demos. It's going to be a roasting rack. It's going to be a baking sheet. It's going to be everything.
Yeah. And I love that these aren't like attached. These aren't stamped handles.
That's right.
They're integrated. There's a better word for that, but you know, it makes it so much more rugged and durable.
It's rugged, it's durable, and you're also going to notice that there's these little pour spouts on the side. So in here I've got my chicken, I've got a little bit of white wine, I've got a little bit of capers, parsley, I can go in with some lemon juice. We're going to build a sauce in the griddle, and then I have the pour spouts where you could pour out the sauce.
Oh my gosh, that's such a cool feature.
That's what those are.
See right there and there?
Isn't that great? I also do my bacon in here because when I have all that rendered bacon fat, I can pour out the fat. So I'll do some pieces of bacon, I'll do some eggs, I'll pour out the fat. So I love the pour spouts, I love the handles.
Do you save your bacon grease?
I do.
I do too.
I do. I bake with it. Ooh. So we were talking about scones earlier. I actually bake with it.
Ooh, I like that.
It's
I've not
really
baked,
good.
But I use it a lot of different things.
Or even just roasted potatoes.
Yeah.
Coating in bacon fat. Absolutely.
I know. I'm a fan.
Look at that. Look at the color on the veg.
Yeah.
This is what you want, everyone.
Sausages.
Look at my beautiful sausages, right? 9x13 for me, Callie, is a great size because, you know, I develop recipes professionally for a living, and 9x13 is a standard size. Not just for savory recipes, but for sweet as well. So when we talk about cast iron, the virtues of cast iron, it's great for baking, it's great for roasting, it's great for searing. And I just love that size.
I like that there's something on these called a nitriding treatment, so it prevents rust.
Absolutely.
Because traditional cast iron, I think we all know, unless you know, unless you get you can't ever keep water in it or it rusts. In fact, my boyfriend and I were on a glamping trip up in the mountains.
Glamping?
Yeah.
All right.
I cooked over a fire every night, and I brought my cast iron skillet, my grandmother's actually. But when we brought it home, he forgot to like dry it completely and it got all rusty. This will never happen on this.
Never going to happen because it's basically a non-stick pan, but with the attributes of cast iron. And why do we love cast iron? Because it gets hot, stays hot. You get even heat from front to back. You get even heat no matter what you're doing. You want even heat when you're searing, when you're baking, when you're roasting. That's the key to any kind of cooking. You want even heat. By the way, red wine, white wine. Your boyfriend's cast iron, you can never do that.
No
You can't do that in old school cast iron.
I mean, what does it do? It rusts it rusts the piece. Plus, it changes the flavor and the chemistry of it all.
So think about acidic ingredients like wine, tomatoes. You can't use those in old school cast iron. And not just that. A lot of people don't know how to take care of old school cast iron. They're like, oh, I've got to baby it. I've got to
they're really heavy.
And they're heavy.
It's hard to deal with. I'm going to lift this one up just to kind of give you an indication. Not that I can I mean, it's not light, but it's not like the heavy cast iron, which, by the way, the double handle really helps to be able to maneuver it better versus one handle and maybe a little helper handle over here. I found myself even having a little hard time, and I'm only 60, so.
And look at this.
Yeah, right?
I mean, this is like, when you think about old school cast iron, things would be caked on here, you don't know how to clean it, you can't use soapy water. There's my sausage and peppers, and it looks like I did nothing.
It does.
I just took a rag and wiped it out. Isn't that great?
$34.95 on this. You will have it forever. That's the beauty of cast iron, even old school cast iron that you have to maintain and, you know, lube it and like treat it and all of those things. By the way, this is the red, and we have it in the black. You're welcome to either. You're welcome to both. It's 9 by 13. You can put this in the oven. You could put it on a grill. You could put it on an open flame. You could use this for baking, and I would love to try one of those.
And this is one of those things that, you know what, it kind of lives on your stovetop. Like, I have this in my house.
Yeah, I believe that.
And it just kind of lives on my stovetop because I'm using it for breakfast. I'm using it for, you know, a sheet pan dinner, which I'll show you in a second.
Look at how that
There's
poor
my
spout.
sauce. Look at how golden beautiful those capers got now.
Okay, that made me so excited if you couldn't tell.
Oh, man. Look.
I love that.
You could spoon it out of the corner if you want. You could just pour it out in just real time. We took some white wine. We took some lemon juice, some butter. It reduced down, caramelized. Done. Dinner's good. I love that pour spout.
You don't have to worry about what temperature you're on. You know,
Not
that's
at all.
the thing. It's pretty indestructible, really.
And really here we used a couple examples to show you, okay, it's an amazing griddle. It's cast iron, it's non-stick, even heat, steak, chicken, sausages. But I also want to show you, look, you can use this as your kind of sheet pan, right? I could do a quick salmon dinner if I put my salmon, my veg, my potatoes. This is oven safe to 500. So Callie, you remember when sheet pan dinners were all the rage, right? This is kind of now your vessel for roasting things. I roasted a rack of lamb on here the other day. I roasted a whole chicken. 9 by 13 is the size you want. A sticky glaze, old school cast iron, never. But this is non-stick. So I don't worry. And I always say, Callie, if you're worried about the cleanup, you never end up reaching for that pot or pan.
I was just looking at that going, that's what I call a one-pot wonder. That's a meal for at least two, if not the family.
Easy.
One thing to clean up. One thing. Basically, to even wipe it out clean.
Oh, yes.
Seriously?
It smells so good.
Pop that.
It smells
lasagna.
so good. Look at that glazed salmon now. Perfect.
Let me get out of
I'm
your
going
way.
to throw this in here because the crew's hungry. They're giving me the look. I can see the crew's eyes in the background saying, Chef, hold on.
Trust
I didn't forget you.
People do not leave here hungry after a big cooking day.
This is 15 minutes, by the way. You can go up to 500 degrees. So you're using it as a roasting pan. You could actually put a whole chicken on here. Again, I've done a rack of lamb. Put your potatoes, your veg underneath. Throw it in your oven. This is your roasting pan. This is your searing. This is just straight up your non-stick. If you want to do a big batch omelet or egg bake, you know, a breakfast casserole kind of situation for guests as we head into the holidays. But then baking as well. Oof.
I mean, you could do like a big egg casserole in the mornings. You could do pancakes and not waffles because we've got a waffle maker for you on that. But imagine, like you said, did you say you do bacon in this?
Well, I do. I do my bacon in here because I got my pour spout. I get the bacon fat out, save that.
Do you bake your bacon or do you put it on the stovetop? I'm just asking.
I actually like to do it on the stovetop.
Okay.
I like to do it on the stovetop. Here's my trick. I will pour out the rendered fat, save that for later, and then put a little maple syrup right at the end. Thank you so much.
Drop the mic.
Thank you so much.
Seems as though
That's a
people
Canadian
agree.
trick.
Is it really?
That's a Canadian trick.
Okay.
Maple syrup on everything, basically. But that's the trick.
Never hurts.
And that pour spout is great for taking out any rendered fat. If you're searing something and you see it's a little, like for example, a skin-on chicken thigh, non-stick, perfect. It won't stick. It'll be awesome. But it renders out a lot of fat. You have that pour spout. You don't need the extra fat. Pour out the extra fat and keep rendering it as you go. So sometimes in cooking, you want to use those pour spouts to get rid of excess fat, or just use it as a sauce like I did with the chicken piccata.
Does it look like I'm waiting to take Look at me, I'm standing here with a little empty fork and I cannot wait to try this chicken piccata. That looks amazing.
This is just a quick steak, super quick. Red wine, knob of butter, easy.
I don't have a knife. Okay.
Oh no, I got you, I got you. Let me get you a knife.
I'll find a knife. That's okay, no
Look
problem.
At that.
Look at that,
I do omelets in here because it's totally non-stick. There's my asparagus. And this is the magic of Kitchen HQ's cast iron. We wanted to give you real cast iron, even heat distribution, beautiful color, but make it completely non-stick. Look at this. I mean, there you go. You got a family of 4? Done. Dinner's done. Cleanup is done.
I'm gonna say again,
beautiful chicken,
because this is non-stick, sorry, I'm talking with my
It's
mouth.
good.
You could not use lemon in a traditional cast iron.
No.
That is
Or
the most
red wine.
delicious, lemony chicken.
White winey, lemony, red wine, tomatoes. Use acidic ingredients. Treat it like a nonstick pan, but it's cast iron. Even heat, consistent heat, gets hot and stays hot. Do it for breakfast. Look, this is my house. I'm using this thing. There's the chicken piccata. Get beautiful browning, beautiful color. Finish it in the sauce. Use those acidic ingredients, and then pour it right there. That pour spout is so key for pouring on a beautiful sauce. I use it as a roasting rack just for my vegetables, so I can roast my veg nice and high. This was a little bread pudding situation I did. Love it.
Oh.
There's my salmon sheet pan dinner. There's 4 big pieces of salmon with veg. Dinner's done. Searing steaks. So cast iron, perfect searing because you get that even coloration. Little fajita night. Here's my bacon. Callie, look. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go.
Okay.
And then boom. That's a Kitchen HQ little bacon holder, by the way. It's awesome. Eggs, non-stick.
With bacon grease in the bottom.
With bacon grease in the bottom.
Oh my
I have
gosh.
the best cinnamon rolls on there. I'm just going to tell you right now. I got the best cinnamon roll recipe.
Really?
I'll put it online. I'll put it online.
That was just me.
Don't get upset. I'll put it online. It is the best. It's easy, even heat. Cast iron for baking. Imagine a sugary crumble, a fruit crumble. You don't want it to stick to the bottom because cleanup is a nightmare. So you're baking with it, you're roasting with it, you're searing with it.
It's really quite an amazing piece. At $34.95. And again, this is the first lowest price, 9 by 13, and it does it all. Like I said before, you could put it on a grill, you could put it in an open flame, you can put it on a stove top, you can put it in the oven, under the broiler. I mean, cast iron is virtually indestructible.
You could do
but
a
this
big
is so much better because it's nonstick.
It's nonstick and it gives you even heat. Okay, we're heading into the holidays, a big cheesy pasta bake. How about your stuffing or your dressing? Do it in a 9 by 13 cast iron. The best part for me of any stuffing or any pasta bake are the crispy bits that you get on the outside, on the edges. You're gonna get that because it's cast iron. I want you to make your stuffing this year in a 9 by 13 cast iron. This is the way to do it. But again, you can use it as a roasting pan. You could use it for baking. You could use it for searing. It's really that kind of catch-all. People love our cast iron.
It's kind of like an everything pan. It really is.
An everything pan. You got the spout, you've got the handles, you've got the standard size.
You can do everything from brownies to a lasagna to a chicken, a casserole in the for breakfast with ham and cheese.
Parm. You could do a cornbread in here.
Yeah.
So, cast iron is so great because, again, you can bake, you can sear, you can roast, you can braise. You could do anything. Do it for savory baking, sweet baking. We've included also recipes that I developed for the 9 by 13. So get cooking and love those spouts as well.
One last thing, I don't know if I mentioned this.
Yeah.
Did you mention it? Dishwasher safe?
Dishwasher safe. Old school cast iron, you forget about that. You got to season it, and there's caked on dirt, and you're like, I don't know what this is. Here, it's non-stick, soapy water, throw it in the dishwasher. It's awesome.
You are so funny. You have some good one-liners. By the way, check out HSN Cooks on our holiday edition. We just kicked it off about an hour and 45 minutes ago. It is underway. Look at all the star-studded celebrities that are going to be here. Curtis Stone, Jamie Gwynn, Jed Tillis. We've got, oh my gosh, there you are, Shahir.
There I am.
Lydia's joining us. Oh, Lorna's joining us. Emerald, Wolfgang. This is going to be so much fun. Stay tuned. A big 24-hour event is underway and lots of specials that are only going to be seen on hsn.com. So check that out in between shows.